Okay, so we are back again with another one. I know it's been a long time, uni has been kicking my ass, and like this thing, it was not the first thing on my mind. I was really doing my best to not get kicked out of uni in my first year. So yeah, that's been an experience and a half. I can't lie to you. It has been an experience and a half. But I digress. I just wanted to use that. Yeah, I have still had time for a few experiences though, and those will come later. If not, then never. This video is really just a recap of what's been happening so far. Uni, bro, it's crazy. But I haven't even been watching series, honestly speaking. Like, if you guys were to ask me to break down a certain or give my takes on a certain show that I've already watched to completion, I wouldn't be able to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my favorite anime of all time, One Piece, I haven't watched it this whole sem. I think last time I watched it was in June or July. But honestly speaking, I started reading the manga. So, fizz. I haven't even had time to be reading manga and stuff, But I have been reading still, because that's something I don't think I'd be able to live without. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of novels. I recently picked those up because of my brother, Because, like, obviously, my brother, he listens to audiobooks and enjoys all the forms of media that I enjoy. I didn't take to audiobooks. They just weren't really my speed. But, every now and again we'll be talking about like books we've read, things we've read, and then he'll bring up like a book and I'll be like, damn, this story it actually sounds kind of peak. And then bro, I'd be like, dog, I'm missing out on like so much. So I was like, what? Fuck it, bro. Let's actually pick up a novel, because at that point I had already started reading light novels, so it's not like I was foreign to the idea of reading a story with only words, But like, it wasn't something that I was used to. The light novels was just because I was reading a manga I was reading a manga, and then they cut it like halfway through, so I was like, no, I can't just leave this where it's been left off. So then I started reading the light novel. And then when I finished it, I was like, okay, maybe it's on to the next light novel. Then that's when my brother came with this one story. I think what started off my reading journey was this book series called 1% Lifesteal. Banger book series. And then I started reading it. I was like, okay, now this is source. And then he gave me another suggestion. This was an eight volume book series called Mage, Errant, right? Yeah, so then I read through those, and then I was like, nah, keep it coming. Because honestly speaking, it was 1% Lifestyle had 2 volumes, and then Mage, Errant had 8. So I was like, okay, 10 books is a lot, 10 books is a lot. And I was estimating based off of the light novel that I read. That the 2 light novels that I've read before. I think the first one was 1,350 pages. And then the second one was 1,100 and something pages, right? So I was like, okay, the first one took me majority of last year to read through, and then the second one took me until May thereabouts to finish. So I was like, okay, now this is gonna take me some time. 10 books is gonna take me some time. So I'm thinking I'm gonna finish them. It's gonna take me a few months to read through all of them. I finished 1% Lifestyle. I think it's about 1,000 pages. Oh, I'm reading off of my phone, so this isn't like a one-to-one thing. I think one page on my phone is like half a page of the actual book. So realistically, it would be like about 500-ish pages. Yeah, I finished that in like a week or two. No, not even a week. Like, about a week. And then the second book, I also finished it within a week. right? And then yeah, it took me about a month and a half to finish the 10 books that he gave me, and that's on top of school, right? And I was like, okay, nah, you've done your thing, bro. Send more, you know. So then he gave me a bunch of books he used to read through, actually, like a bunch of them. But I'm only reading through one right now. The rest obviously I'm gonna read them after I finish this one. But the one I'm reading right now is called The Cradle, and I'm 10 books in. I'm on the 10th book, and suffice to say, his suggestions have not let me down so far. You know, his suggestions have been peak on peak. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just been bang after banger. Granted, every form of media has its haters and it has its fans, and you know, like, I'm not saying go and read these, they're going to be peak, but me and my brother, we really grew up watching the same stuff. Okay, let me not say we grew up watching the same stuff, but let me say my taste has been modeled after his taste, because he put me on 90% of the stuff that I've watched. You know, like when I was a kid, I remember I was in like grade 3, so I was about 7 at the time. Yeah, I was about 7 around that point, you know. And then I remember coming home and he was in the library. Like, okay, we called it. It was just a room with a bookshelf in the table. Like, like people in a house, it's called the study, but we called it the library, and that's just, yeah. So he was in the library, and I walk in, and I see him sitting there watching One Piece. Actually, it was the arc where they went to go and pick up Usopp. You know, they went to his village, and that's the arc that I found him on. And I watched a few episodes with him, and I was like, damn, this is peak. This is peak. You know, and then, you know, I was a kid, so obviously I wanted to go back to school. When I went back to school the next day, I'm telling my friends about this. I'm like, God, guys, there's this anime or what. They didn't know what I was talking about, obviously, you know. And then when I started watching anime alone, you know, I knew it was called anime, right? And that's when it started gaining some traction. My guy, who's this? What happened? When I got to high school, Form 1, that was around 2017. Yeah, 2017, thereabouts. Yo, that was before the great shift. Before anime became an acceptable thing to watch in society. Like, before that, it was just weird niggas alone. Like, the moment you it was heard of that you watched anime, you instantly became a weird guy. Like, you're instantly categorized as a weird guy, right? And at that point, I was trying to put people on, you know what I'm saying? Tell them that, dog, this shit is big. You know? But they didn't listen. They didn't have the eyes of a visionary like I did. You know what I'm saying? And that's a damn shame, because guys, like, now that everyone is watching it, now it's like, I'm not saying I want to be like one of those guys who just enjoy like niche stuff, right? But it's like on a big man thing. It low key feels kind of vindicating that I was one of the progenitors of watching anime, and then now everyone else started watching. Everyone else who called me weird for watching it started watching it. Granted, there's still people who like don't fuck with it, but that's only because they don't fuck with the art form and not because they don't fuck with the idea behind anime. Yeah, there's still a few backwater, you know, people who still think only weird people watch that shit. But like, that's only guys, like, if everyone's ideas changed at the same time, we wouldn't have racism. I hope. You know, I can't say for sure, but like, you know, yeah, fuck, dude. And yeah, going back to the books, actually, I went on a whole ass tangent. reason I brought up this whole thing is because is to say that yeah, this guy has been putting me on peak since day one. Since day one. And to this day, his suggestions have been peak. Yeah, like all my days, bro. All my days, bro. Wow. Fucking hell, bro. That's my nigga for real, bro. That's my nigga. That's my day one. He's probably gonna be my best man too. Actually, I'm gonna have like 4 best mans because you know all my boys are solid. Shout out my boys. Yeah. But yeah, like what else? I went to Rocking the Daisies. Actually, that shit broke the bank on a big man thing. It broke the bank. I'm not looking. It's not looking very bright, but Momsy is dropping something today. You know, I'm not an independent adult yet. Fortunately, unfortunately, what have you. Yeah, bro. Yeah. That it was actually so big. It was actually so big. Like if let me say it was worth every penny. Especially because I got to see Mereba and Earl Sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I'm not a diehard Earl Sweatshirt fan. I learned that night when I saw that there were certain songs that I did not know, point blank, and there was this one guy standing in front of me in the crowd, you know, and he was going bar for bar with Earl Sweatshirt. If Earl Sweatshirt ever got tired during his concert, he would have called that nigga onto stage and he would have taken over. I'm telling you, bro. Damn, that guy went bar for bar every single song, and I'm like, wow, what a goat. What a goat. Mereba, oh. What if I told you that I'm inside you? I used to hold a child, ride and die for life. You know, obviously she played Sandstorm, Heat Wave, Stay True, among other songs. Like I don't know that I'd be able to sing them. I was able to sing along the whole concert, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what song she played. Granted, she didn't play Rider, and I was waiting for it. Hey, I was waiting for Rider, but you know she still did her thing. And surprisingly enough, I didn't get any videos of her, but like Jessie Reyes, nah, that has to be like. I'd say she had the best performance purely because a lot of people in the audience didn't know her music, but she still made it so peak. You know what I'm saying? She did. You know, it's one of those things where a lot of these artists, for you to enjoy their concert, you need to know their music, or their music has to be genuinely turned up. You know what I'm saying? Like Blackie, for example. Blackie, I don't know all his songs, but if I went to his concert, I know that shit would be turned up because. Fucking hell, bro! Like you literally feel you'd feel the energy radiating off of the audience, and that's how it was for Jessie Reyes. I didn't know all her music, but she is a master of performances. Wow! Like I think 3 bras were thrown onto stage. One of them, I saw them. Like this is crazy, and I'm not even fucking with you guys, but I literally saw the bra go from the girl in front of me. She threw it, but she threw it badly. They brought it back, and then she threw it again, and that's when it landed on stage. And Jessie Reyes picked that shit up, and then she had her mic stand. She had a mic in one hand, she had a mic stand in the other. The mic stand had 3 bras dangling from them like fucking trophies, bro. It was so peak. And I'm just saying, like, that kind of energy, just it was infectious. Rocking the Daisies was peak. It was peak, man. Wow. Other than that, I haven't really done much. I haven't explored this city. You know, I've just home, uni. You know, I hope to do some bungee jumping. Like, just a little bit of lore about myself, guys. I'm an adrenaline junkie, right? Like, when my blood starts pumping, you know, I'm doing something that could be fatal. That shit, just, you know. But like, granted, it has to be like high octane stuff. I wouldn't say I'm an adrenaline junkie for the fact that, you know, when I'm walking home, I go take the most dangerous route in case I get stabbed, because that's not a nice way to go. Granted, there's no easy way to go aside from going in your sleep, you know. But like, I don't want to get stabbed with a rusty knife. My neighborhood is safe, but like, at the start of the semester, I was hearing that about niggas getting fucking robbed at gunpoint, like straight gun to dome type nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something I would want to experience. That's not the kind of adrenaline I'm asking for. But my bucket list right now: bungee jumping, skydiving, and paragliding. Those three things I need to do them before I die. Right? And then on the more short term list, I need to go hiking one of these days. You know? Like there's literally a Table Mountain. Not a Table Mountain, but Table Mountain is like literally in my neighborhood, and I haven't gone hiking yet. I need to do that one of these days, you know, just to feel alive in a different kind of way, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, just to see a different kind of life. But yeah, that's been me. That's been me. By the way, if you're going to look into these book suggestions, 1% Lifesteal. I forgot who it's by. I'll put it in the caption. But I know the Cradle is by Wight. But I'll put the stuff in the caption. Yeah, guys, that's been me. This is just because like I'm done with my tests and everything. Like I found myself in a bit of free time. But realistically, you're probably going to see consistent posting from me after the 11th of November. Probably. Yeah, before that, I'll try to do what I can, but I'm genuinely making no promises, and I'm don't have any hope that I'm gonna post before then. But after 11th of November, rest assured that you will be seeing my face until you're sick of it. That's been me, guys. Have a good day.